ago, I was sharing about the agency procedure for Indonesian helper and for most of the employer. There's maybe some of the employer out there still didn't understand about the procedure how to hire a helper to the Indonesian regulation. Is it different between Indonesian regulation and Filipino? Yes, we are different. Where's the differentiate? Simple. For the Filipino, you could do it direct hire by yourself without an agency, but not applicable for Indonesian helper. Why is it happen? Yes, because we should to respect every country having their rule, having their regulation in order to protect their they are people. So the same, even Indonesian government also having an issue for that. The protection for the Indonesian helper as a worker in Hong Kong, that is, we should to know now impossible, that is, you are without a helper. But again, before you hiring a helper, a lot of things that you should to know and you should to understand yourself. Why are you hiring a helper? What is the document need to be completed? What's the procedure should to be allowed it? Need to be followed it? And how to deal with the helper itself? Again, finding a helper is not only just like you are fitting your own clothes, but instead, she needs to be fit to your family and to serve your family members. 我想分享下上次咧，記唔記得我有個 live 嘅，同大家分享咗呢個點樣係要請工人嘅。咁印尼姐姐同埋菲律賓姐姐有咩分別啊？梗有分別啊！呢個咧係夾人夾人嘅，個意思咧係每個人有個自己個 preference， 係咪？ Halo Mbak Ami ya, saya pakai dua bahasa ya. Nah, nanti tiga bahasa juga ya. Oke. Nah, 因為咧好多老闆可能請菲律賓姐姐，佢又識得教過我小朋友講英文，又識得教過我小朋友讀英文冇問題。咁係咪真係呢個請做印尼姐姐都係唔識講英文啊？唔係，咁係代表咁樣嘅，係印尼姐姐而家都好多數佢識講英文啦，係咪？佢明白英文，佢識得講英文，但係咧，因為我哋印尼人係唔係 native speaker，most of them they understood what are you talking about, but they could not speak up because do you know why? Because we are not native speaker. Okay, in Indonesia, there is a lot of island, a lot of ethnic that you didn't know that I have to tell you right now. Indonesian, we are Indonesian. That's about 126 islands, and still a lot of ethnic are there and having mother tongue language. So the first language is our mother tongue language. Just like me, I'm Javanese. So my mother tongue language is Java, and Indonesian language is our nationality language. How about my English? My English is second and third language. You just imagine. How could speak English so well? Because I have hard to learn. I have an opportunity to expand myself, and I have an opportunity to study further from my mother. She even maybe is not that rich. My mom is a great mom. Maybe she is not that kind of high education. But again, her mindset is really bring me up and raise me up like me right now. I'm proud of her. This is the way the parent love the child. That some of the employers, some of the Hong Kong parents forgotten that Actually, the day for your childhood is should to understand about happiness. What is called happiness? We are in Indonesia having a culture, helping each other and gather each other is a really a good point. So that's why when you find out that's maybe your helper, 點解咧？我哋欣你姐姐好心軟啊？點解佢咁傻㗎？點解咧係要因為綁印尼或者綁佢自己屋企人，佢自己都係唔記得自己啊？This is us. This is a culture. Having a family, put the family first priority. This is us. This is a culture of Indonesia. That's diversity that we use together to achieve the goal together. This is Indonesian culture. That we could. It's very attached on us. That's much of Indonesian helper here. Quite difficult to be a part on it and try to tell themselves that I don't need them or I didn't care for other people business. I didn't care whenever they told me that actually they're having a problem and I should to help them to solve the problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. Why we could not, because we already attached on it since we are a kids. Why is it Indonesian kids that's so happy just having that kind of lạc chiếu trưởng? 係咪？點解印尼人咧係中意食辣椒醬？點解印尼人係用手食咧？點解係唔用嗰個筷子啊，或者用嗰個spoon 啊，用嗰個匙羹啊？點解啊？呢個係咪習慣啊，定係咩啊？係習慣，同埋咧手食用手食咧有個感覺咧係係。different level of eating. Yeah, this is us. This is about all Indonesian. And then the same, you are just like you are. Hong Kong people was being branded yourself to be a higher level than us, of course. But this is called culture. This is called a habit. This is called that's a difference. But within indifferent, we could be a friend. 我哋算係唔同個人，我哋算係唔一樣，但係可以坐埋一齊㗎。點解唔可以坐埋一齊呢？可以，最緊要係咩啊？最緊要係 open-minded on yourself. So I encourage of the employer to be open-minded to your helper thoughts, to be open-minded to your helper feeling, to be open-minded to your helper sense as a human. This is very important to keep the relationship between employer and the helper, to build up the working environment, very friendly working environment. Even of course you should to have the line, because everybody has a privacy, the same like employer does. So this is it. I do hope to offer to the employer and the helper to use the technique of communication in order to understand your helper more, to understand their living style, to understand to their culture, and try to be close to your helper. Why? Why should you be close to them? Who are they? 呢個問題呢，因為你成日問下點解我要知道佢哋啊？點解我要明白佢哋啊？因為你同我哋，你係老闆，你係老細，同呢個工人處埋一齊。點解啊？係要慢慢一齊坐低一齊傾下？點解唔可以？可以啊！你要睇開啲，做人係要睇開啲，唔係淨係企喺你自己嗰邊嘅。咁樣做法咧，令到大家都會開心啲啊嘛，係咪先？最緊要開心快樂㗎。你開心快樂最簡單呢啲都最基本呢啲，可能大家都係唔容易㗎，因為 because we should to focus on ourselves rather you focus on other people. Make sure that other people result, other people's success is to be motivated for us. Motivate for us is not being something deficit for us. 呢個呢，你如果睇翻人哋點解佢可以咁紅啊？有咩分別啊？你冇睇下人哋咁紅啊？但係點解佢會咁紅？令到大家都係認識佢。可能大家都淨係知道我，係咪知道我發名？真人呢係好少知道我嘅係邊個，係咪先？呢個呢 every time you only listen some of the story, you only listen something that you actually didn't know in the real one. So this is the problem with an employer and the helper because you only focus that 印尼人呢係污糟邋遢嘅，咁係咁樣啊！嗱，你如果有呢啲諗法呢，你請做人呢好難過㗎啦，因為一做你自己有問題，你過唔順人哋，你好難請人，唔使請工人啦，你哋自己都如果過唔順人哋呢，你同你自己個家庭都做唔到坐低㗎啦。呢個呢，有冇諗過？好多人可能真係睇唔到呢啲，但係呢，多數喺香港好多呢啲。講真 ，bonding is quite lack in Hong Kong, as I observe. Why I could say this word is because I've been in Hong Kong mostly changing employer in every family. I observe them. As for me, as a knowledge, I could share for someone else out there. I could share for my fellow domestic helper out there. That they should understand what is the point you are here. 所以呢，可能好多姐姐好無辜 innocent. They just think that when I would like to treat them like my family, so they could treat me like family too. This kind of demand mostly came from the newcomer of our Indonesian woman, our Indonesian helper. And actually, when you are speaking about the manner, please put the manner above everything. You used to say so. 你哋可能睇到我拍片，成日講呢個姐姐好串，係咪呢個姐姐個講嘢嗰個講法係咪咁樣呢？係咪係真係佢唔識講好聽啲嘢呢？唔係，淨係你自己點想同我玩。如果你真係可以同我講好聽啲，我都會可以同你講好聽啲。但係呢，如果你對我唔好，你要我對翻你好，你再諗翻轉頭。所以呢，大家我想同大家分享嘛，問翻自己，我已經喺邊啲做得唔好呢？邊啲唔好呢？我要解翻好啲啦，我要補翻好啲啦，係咪？算係，你只係要翻啲面都好，冇問題㗎。錯嗰陣時，你都淨係壞咗個面啊嘛，係咪？但係咧，慢慢你個習慣之後咧，係會慢慢吸收，令到你自己會變化，你個諗法、你個睇法會慢慢改變咗你自己。如果你想改變你自己，最緊要自己係要檢討下自己，我根本邊啲唔好咧？邊啲我可以搞翻啲好啲咧？令到大家都開心，咁樣先呢個生活根本人生係好簡單，即係我哋先令到複雜。乜嘢可以令到複雜咧？乾鬧，你自己憤鬧，你自己好煩，你自己令到自己好煩，係咪？本身唔係嗰個 life 嘅。個人生本身唔係好煩㗎，即係生活咧唔係好煩啫嘛。生活係需要錢，金錢唔使錢，啱嘅，冇錯。但係咧，生活唔係淨係錢㗎，係咪啊？你都做人哋，我哋係人嚟㗎，我哋有感情，係咪？Because we are human, here. And we are, as a human being, we have the sense of feeling. We have feeling of sad, happy, we could cry, we could laugh. It's normal. But some of the people could not accept this fact, and they always try to brand themselves as, no, I don't need to be sad, I don't need to be pain. But they've forgotten, they still have it. This is a human being. As a human being, it's normal. Again, changing is normal, but for some people, changing is not normal. Okay, and they could not take it, the changing. This is a problem. So when the people could not take the changing and could not accept the changing, they should to ask themselves, are you stuck? Or are you gonna to move? Or are you still would like to stay in your place? This is the answer. This is only you are the one who knows. Please try to reflect on yourself before us. Mostly, I remind it's not only for the employer itself, but both way, helper and employer. Helper should to know your right, should to know your duty, should to understand why you are in Hong Kong. It's the same. Employers too. Why are you hiring a helper? Why did you hire a helper? What is the main job for your helper? And again, explain to them who is the real master. Because it's not only gonna to serve one person. 點解啊？因為咧，我哋做工人，我哋都明白，我哋係做打工。但係你有冇覺得咗？你有冇咗咧？係呢個屋企唔係即係招呼一個，係要招呼唔知幾多個。咁又係每個人又唔同個諗法，個家庭又喺嗰度啦，又有唔知幾多個人，跟住佢有佢自己個諗法，有佢自己個想法。咁我哋做呢個工人好難定啊，本身好難講。因為太太又要咁講，先生係要咁樣，你個仔又要咁樣，你個媽媽、你個爹哋、公公婆婆有冇諗過呢？冇諗過呢，係咪？所以啦，慢慢大家可以及手，慢慢大家可以明白。點樣明白呢？係要溝通到，因為有時溝通唔到呢，好似變咗好大問題個。呢個呢，有人同我講嘅，嗱，咁係本身呢，係香港人同我講嘅，佢同我咁講，個太太呢，你知唔知啊？有時呢係溝通唔到，係變咗好大問題，係一係溝通唔到，同埋嗰諗法嗰個睇法唔同咗，同埋自己唔識分下自己，同埋自己咧又係唔知道自己想做啲乜嘢，呢個先係變咗有出咗問題。因為自己覺得我個諗法係啱嘅，其他人個諗法係唔啱嘅，你個講嘢係唔啱嘅。但你有冇諗過，可能你個諗法對其他人唔啱，對第二個人又啱喎？可唔可以睇佢啲啊？好難咧，係咪？係難嘅，做人係好難嘅，係要慢慢改變自己，慢慢明白自己嘅。Actually, this is universe. It's not only what is your level. It's not only for the employer or for the employee or for the boss or for the that kind of level. No, but when I'm speaking about humanity, there's this cross of universe. Everybody does. Everybody make a mistake, and mistakes are normal. Most important that you learn from your mistake. The lesson will change you. The universe not. Remember, the lesson will change you if you take a step forward to take a pride on yourself, accept the failure. Everybody ever fail on it. Everybody does a mistake, and mistake is normal. Say sorry, nothing make you go down. Say sorry, not take down your pride. Saying sorry or apologize to someone else that you make a mistake is normal. 大方啲係咪？你如果大方啲，覺得自己錯嘅話，講 sorry 咯。講 sorry 之後會點啊？講 sorry 好容易噶嘛，但係咧你要補翻自己做錯啲嘢咧，呢個先好難，因為咧可能你自己覺得我點解要講 sorry 啊？嚇，我點解要講 sorry 啊？佢係公恩嚟啊，我做老細啊，我做太太啊，我一定啱噶啦，錯係佢㗎。呢個諗法咧好危險㗎喎。點解我講就係咁樣咧？講真，可能我讀書又唔係好高，我可能都唔係呢啲個 expert 嘅，但係咧我有學到嘢。喺邊度學到咧？好多姐姐我因為聽到好多姐姐同我求助，有啲老闆，有啲又係佢 consult on me 嘅，咁係為咗呢個係呢個令到我學多嘢嘅。我真係可能呢個生活係咁樣咧，可能香港人真係唔明白我哋個生活係因為係點樣啊。Our Indonesian mostly leading a life is very simple. We don't need to be that kind of high demanding in everything. Most important is health first, second happiness. Why? Because if you happiness, you boost everything. You feel happy, boost everything. Okay? You feel happy, boost everything, boosting your mood, boosting your working environment, your relationship, whatever. It could change. It's the positive vibe from you to motivate others. This is the best. It's not everyone could do it. Yeah, it's not everyone could do it. And during on this situation, right now, these 2 years after the breakout of the COVID, we've been stressed all the time. We've been stressed with the news. We've been stressed with the kind of regulation make us really tighten. Seem like, what the hell is it? This is called life? Is it so complicated? I would like to go to shopping also. I could not manage. I would like to have a party with my friend out there to celebrate my birthday. I don't have a chance. Why? Why should I have to follow this rule, this and follow that? This is a rule. The rule is a fix. The rule is a death, but not the humanity. Come on, wake up your humanity. And I do hope employer also watching this one. Most of the employer and the local people, I do hope watching my channel. It's because what I'm speaking for mostly is universal. And that they got someone asking me, how could you have that kind of thoughts? Because I'm learning the journey. This is a long run for me. This is a transformation for me. Since I was 18 years, I'm out from my comfort zone. Step out from my comfort zone. Step out from my country. Okay, step out from my country, which is I have my parents there, I have my family. Why I do that? Because I would like to expand myself. It's because I would like to learn something new. I was been out since 18 years ago. It's 20 years ago. I was 18 at the time. My mindset was set off. I have to get off of my country. It's not because I hate my country. No. I guess every woman, every Indonesian woman, it's not because they're hating their country, they come up from their country to find a job. No. Because they would like to learn something new. It's not because they're poor. You're wrong. 我哋女人唔使講女人，個個女人都係一樣嘅啦，做家務係咪？又係要食得照顧仔，係要食得救翻啲仔，又咩事嘅話又係女人錯，係咪咁啊？咁樣咧，令到我哋印尼姐姐多數都喺香港做嘢，或者佢喺邊度做嘢，令到佢自己要學多啲嘢。佢係要忍到好多嘢嘅， 咁點解如果佢哋多數嗰陣時咧，你請咗人嘅姐姐照顧翻你個仔女，佢會好識你哋個仔女？點解啊？因為我哋心係唔通㗎，我哋咧擺啲心落去做嘢，令到我哋都係易啲過去㗎。如果你冇心做落去咧，做唔到。一樣道理，如果你哋做老闆，唔係整份睇出份呢個合作，你唔係睇翻呢個合同，你都可以令到做好老闆㗎。做好老闆唔係真係跟啲合法嘅喎，但係可以識做人。同埋咧，跟公司係點樣跟公司啊？公司你用美公司都得，最緊要呢個公司可以令到你同你個姐姐溝通到，喺呢啲先好難定嘅，喺呢啲先好難定嘅，因為唔係每個公司都係做得到，唔係每個呢個公司人哋可以做得到呢啲嘅。因為如果你咁啱揾到嗰個公司有個人你姐姐，咁佢係識得領導你同呢個姐姐可以溝通到，明白大家都咁樣好啲。咁本身呢嗰個 procedure 係點樣啊？Okay, as an employer should to know the right and responsibility as an employer. First of all, if you follow the rule from Hong Kong, the rule that employer should provide first insurance policy for your helper. Second, make sure you have ability to hire a helper for the salary, monthly salary. Second, to provide their privacy. Even maybe you could not provide the own room, but make sure you be honest to your helpers that maybe you having a difficulties on this. Because I try to understood the situation that's mostly in Hong Kong is quite difficult to afford to get the big house and having a private room for the helper. Third, make sure you mind that if you have someone to take care in specific way that need a special care, you should to assist your helper clearly. What is the rule to take care of this specific people? What is the specific patient? Because once you do something wrong on it, this will be fatal and disaster. This is life and death situation, which is maybe some of the patient just like Parkinson, Alzheimer, and dementia. This one need much more attention, and most employer didn't get this kind of thing to make helper understand. Again, your helper is not nurse who understood about the nursing rule unless you train them. And whose responsibility are this? Employer's responsibility. If you demand your helper that's to be better, you have to come along with your efforts to train them. 呢個呢，可能好多老闆唔明白嘅。本身你請工人好容易，你真係揾翻個公司，對翻佢俾翻錢，我需要姐姐，係姐姐要咁樣咁樣，你可唔可以還翻俾我？跟住你又見面啦 ，interview 啦，咁你覺得啱㗎啦，啱傾啊，咁你可以請咗佢過嚟，但係咧啱傾唔一定急嚟，呢啲係要明白。點解可以急飯呢？係要慢慢急飯坐大，慢慢一齊處先知道嘅。你未一齊處過，乜嘢都唔知，因為你多數見面嗰陣時，梗係講好啲嘢啦，係咪？你自己做老闆都係我好啦，你唔好啦，係咪？我啲好啲嘢係話俾你聽。The first impression is you show the best one for you, but someone forgotten that the weak point also should to tell. To be honest, what is your weak point? So this one maybe for the employer and the helper, you should to conduct yourself. What is your weak point? So this one, from the weak point each one, you could complete each other how to manage the thing that's make it perfect. This is called relationship. Both way. This is working environment on us as a helper and employer because we are not working in office. which is only working hour, that's we just stuck with the document and the administrative. No, but we are here to be good each other, to keep this relationship. Yes, Miss Cherry Wong. So I do hope employer try to understand this. It's not because you use the agency and agency make the rule for you and you follow the agency rule. No, your house is your rule. You have to remember, employer, the house is your rule. You could decide the rule and make sure the rule can be understood by your helper. And how you make it understand? Take a time slowly to trust yourself and trust her. Give her a trust. Make her, give her a try. Even if maybe fail, it's normal. If she made mistake, it's normal. Told her, never mind, this is the first try. Next time you should be better. This is what I practice it with my boss all the time. So whenever I came for interview with my boss, it's not my good point I show to them. The good point, you will definitely yes. But my weak point, you have to think over. So whenever I came to interview, I will tell them my weak point. My weak point is what? It's about accounting. My weak point is about accounting. Maybe for money expenses, sometimes for money expenses, I need to redo over and over. This is my weak point. 因為我覺得好煩。我見到嗰個錢，跟住要計數咧，我見到計數機又 OK 啦，咁我計數機又計數機唔係問題，因為我自己覺得好煩，所以因為我覺得好煩，我唔想做係咪？但係咧，我都係一定要做。呢個咧係我攞晒啲方法對住我，針對我係一定要做，一定要完成。你要 prove yourself， 你完成咗。呢個咧係佢個方法，令到我係一定要做 ，because I need to report all the money expenses, the bill, including the expenses monthly, weekly, and everyday, weekly, monthly, in out. So just like I'm doing accounting, this is accountant work actually. At the same time, is managing your budget for yourself. If you think it a good point at a positive way, this is good for you. But if someone maybe take it a positive way, it's torturing yourself. Again, come on, let's change the negative to the positive. This is what I would like to explain to everyone here being universe as a human being. It's not only because beyond a employment contract. No, employment contract is another round. That's what we have to know, and we have to follow the regulation which is already done in this country. And again, Hong Kong is the best one for the helper. Why I said that? Of course, the ID 407 is very clear. It's only in Hong Kong you could find it. You could not find in other country. 點解啊？因為你個合堂咧本身就喺香港先有㗎，淨係印尼個問題㗎嘛，你肯唔肯做？你肯唔肯跟個合法啫，係咪先？你做唔做得到啫，就係咁樣㗎嘛，係咪先？你想做到又係做到嘅，但係咧有啲留翻少少愛心喺嗰度，因為咧我哋印同人及人都唔同，所以老闆做老闆做好老闆係真係唔係真係跟啲合法個問題都係可以識咗人。Put your manner first above everything. This is all universe. It's not only because you are employer or you are a helper, but everyone's here, including me. If I, in the way my speaking, maybe for you, it's offended you, I'm so sorry, I apologize, but I use at a simple word in Cantonese is make sure my fellow domestic helper easy to pick up, because some of the word is very complicated. Some of them is not easy to pick up. Even my English, they always say that my English speaking is very fast or too fast for them, so they could not pick up. And this is maybe I have to change the rhythm, which is I try to flashback and I try to find out some of the channel, how to explain and how to make your audience understand and pick up easily the way you speak and the rhythm especially 係啊，因為好多香港人同埋多數都我老闆自己都係講咗，你講嘢太快，個拼音咧變晒唔準時，同埋咧因為你講嘢嗰個太快咧，人哋係好難明白，好難聽得明嘅。因為呢個慢慢我要改變下，慢慢我要改變我自己，係咪先？因為多數我相信香港人都係想學到我哋講話，我都係相信好多老闆喺出邊嗰啲都係想明白我哋個心意，但係咧係唔知道係點樣同姐姐溝通下，係點樣咧令到等我哋可以好似朋友啊、好朋友啊咁樣咧，可能有啲尷尬，有啲confusing， 係咪？Because of some of the helper itself also having a self-esteem and on themselves, especially our Indonesian domestic helper, because we are having that kind of culture that give the green pass to the elder. So this method may be something wrong on it for me. That need to be amended. So it's the same because most of the Chinese also having that kind of method of teaching. That you should to greet your elder, you should to greet your ancestor, you should to always say 早晨啊，唔該，但係你覺得好嘅本身係咪？但係有啲嘢咧係要改變到，唔係壞咗。你大過我哋係要咁做，但係咧可唔可以壞咗我哋識做人？咁樣先可能咧會改變咗啦，係咪先？咁呢個關係，呢個 habits， 呢個習慣唔容易轉嘅。唔容易改變嘅，因為每個人需要時間吸收。Everyone need time to digest, to understand themselves. And the topic actually is procedure of agency. Do you need to choose the agency? Yes. For Indonesian helper, regulation for the employer need to find an agency to be a mediator, to be a correspondent, and to help you to settle the administrative is because this is Indonesian regulation. For the Philippines, you could ask for the Philippine consulate, and as so far I know, for the this one so far I know, for the Philippines you could do it directly. Okay, see you.